went ahead and installed one side of the radiator and the res pump combo fan combination, and I already hooked up one of the pipings that attaches to both sides of the radiator. Now I also went ahead and did the out to the end of the GPU and kind of prep where I'm basically gonna be eyeballing everything. When I hooked this up, I noticed it was a leak, and it's because some of the fittings wasn't actually all the way down as tight as it could be. I would suggest buying one of these. Kind of got like a rubber tips on it, so it won't damage the fittings. This actually helped me with my issue because it was showing that these fittings right here, they was hand tight. It was tight to me, but it wasn't tight all the way. And especially like the collars, they wasn't as tight as it was. I noticed the silver had a little more spacing, and that was my fault. I did not know that I actually needed this tool to make this work. First step, make some soapy water, with some dish soap, get a nice little bowl, and then you're gonna take the rubber insert, dip it here, feed it through the tube, and then you're gonna turn the heat gun on. You're gonna rotate the area that you need to bend until it gets a little bit limp. See, it's got a little flex in it now, but it's still not ready. Now it's a little bit ready. Now turn it off. Get my 90 degree. And bend down. And I hold that position, I say about 15 to 30 seconds. And what I normally do is I come over and dip the tube in the water to cool it faster. Now I can actually just move the tube, and that's a smooth 90 right there. So now I come over here. I already measured where I'm going to be cutting. So I got this little nice saw from Amazon. I think it was like $10, $10 to $15. It's good enough. So what I do is, after I tighten here, I just turn it on. It has a nice little cut already to it. I do need to use this tool to make sure I don't have any sharp edges out the cutting. So this side is for the inside and this is for the out. So I just come here. On both sides. And do the outside, because you do not want to have a sharp edges and you end up cutting your O-ring and then you end up having a leak. Another thing I normally do after I use the tool on the edges, I normally just come run some water, kind of flush it out. That way there's no residue still left inside, and kind of let it dry out or blow it out with some compressed air or something.
All right, yeah, so this, after all the hours I spent measure, cut, these are the pieces left. Finally got done with every bend.
After hours and hours worth of bending, retrying, both sides are complete. So right now I'm actually testing it with some air right now. So I don't want to put coolant in. This supposed to have been radiator in, CPU out, CPU in, GPU out, and then GPU in. So I had to do some research, and I can actually just use it like a normal reservoirs. So how I got this is gonna be the radiator in. It's going out to the GPU, and then it's going here, then here, back into the reservoir. But it looks good. I wish it would have worked out in plan, but hey, I'm doing this so other people don't make the exact same mistake as I did. But it does look good. Another thing I did, I ordered the wrong coolant. If I remember right, I was gonna actually do blue coolant for the Vegeta side and orange coolant for the Goku side. I ended up ordering some yellow coolant. And another thing, the navy blue coolant is sold out right now. So either I can wait until it's back in stock, or I can just run this coolant. I can run this coolant for a year and then flush it out, because it's by the time I got the maintenance on it. So, look like I did make a mistake. Alright, so new update. This is the reason why the video taking so long. I had a issue with a couple fittings, which Primo Chill actually sent me some new fittings. And this right here, this tube is going into the CPU. I had to make some adjustments because it was leaking air. On top of that, I also had some drain ports that I took them off already, and I replaced them with the E cage because the drain ports was actually leaking a lot of air. All right, so these are the two drain port fittings. Like when I was testing it with air, because it's what you want to always do, I noticed that these fittings was like leaking air, because before I tested it without these plugs in, it was flawless for 24 hours. I plugged these in and it would start dropping like a hot potato. I don't know, is that how the fittings are? Maybe it wasn't gonna leak, but I wasn't gonna take that chance. So I know it's not part of the color scheme, but it kind of matches. So I actually used some spare EK drain fittings that I actually had in my drawer, and I actually like these a little bit better. It just didn't fit the color scheme, but I think it'll do fine. Also, while I was waiting, the navy blue coolant actually came in stock, so I'm replacing the yellow with the navy blue, and it's going into the Vegeta build. And of course, you know, the Goku build is getting the amber orange color. So let me go and grab some towels and put over the motherboard and any electronics that could get damaged while I'm actually filling up the reservoir. All right, I'll start with the Goku colorway first. Never mind, my pouring is a little bit horrible. All right, so I need to pour the coolant in this hole right here. It's slowly but surely filling up. I'm just kind of taking my time because how this reservoir sits on the side like this, I'm kind of worried that is not meant to be sideways like this. And it might come out the field port. I'm trying my best. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm also covering the field port every single time. Like I said, I don't want it to come out and waste everywhere. Not going to lie, I might have to order one more bottle because this is how much coolant I have left. And it's full, the pump is good, but I know the initial is gonna lose a little bit. But it's looking real good. Now it's time to prepare the Vegeta side with the navy blue coolant. All right. Now let me pour the coolant in. Alright, so I was able to fix one side, and it's crazy what it was. It was real crazy on what it was. So this fitting here was originally connected here because based off the schematics, the manual, it says connected here as a GPU in, which I'm using as an in because this one is an out. So since this one is messed up because of the gigabit leak detection, I noticed how the flow was coming from the pump. It was coming in here, this whole channel, which this channel here is one solid channel. So it was made for 2 GPUs and the SLI. Here is 2 different channels. So when I originally had it connected here, the pump wasn't flowing how it was supposed to. So I drained it just a little bit and moved it over and got it working. I thought I had a bad pump. So perfect. I got one side working. So as I was getting ready to work on the left side, the streaming side, it decided to boot. What the fuck? I'm not getting the flashing lights. Everything looking good. Everything looking good. I don't know what. I'm sitting here trying to like read the forums and try to figure out, is it something that I need to clean? I'm afraid to turn it off now. But it's working now. So both sides are working. One thing I noticed yesterday when I was setting everything up, I have a little indicator light right here. So I was like, why is it on? Everything's working fine, every connector's working fine. You probably can't see it, but next to this 24 volt power cable is a 8-pin PCIe cable connector. Well, that goes to power the Type-C connection here, but the Type-C connection works, but is actually, if you actually want to use the 20 gigabits per second speed, so it go up to 10, but not the full until I actually add that cable. And my only problem is I don't think I have another PCIe slot open available on the power supply, nor do I actually have one that actually meshes the aesthetics. So I can still use the back connectors, which I hardly plug anything in the front, but I just noticed that red light is gonna be on. It's finally complete. After all the troubleshooting, it's finally done. Looking good.